amazing recipe. I am so excited, yet another day, because today at the Young's house, Gina Young is going to share with you all how easy it is to make delicious sticky buns. These sticky buns right here are absolutely amazing. So easy to make, doesn't require a lot of ingredients, and if you make it Gina Young style, it's going to be so tasty, hands down. Y'all never had my sticky buns? You better make you some. Here are the lovely ingredients you're going to need. First ingredient, which is really interesting, you're going to need this pop tube here of pizza crust. You're going to also need some cinnamon and some brown sugar. When it comes to the brown sugar, you can use the Splenda brown sugar, light brown sugar, or dark brown sugar. You're going to need a half a cup of maple syrup. Okay? You will also need pecans, as long as you're not allergic to any nuts. If you're allergic to nuts, you're not going to use any nuts in this recipe. Okay? You could also use walnuts if you wanted to. Now, right here I have a bowl of just some flour because you're going to need to dust your work area. And then you're going to need a half a cup of butter. Make sure your hands are impeccably clean. Let's get started with this fun recipe, Gina Young style. Now, let's talk about, give me a second guys, excuse me. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. Now, this is a 9 by 12 baking dish. It's an aluminum pan. I like to use this because when we're all done with the recipe, I can just crumble this up and toss it. And I don't have to worry about the cleanup. Okay, so now I'm using a 12 by 9 aluminum pan. So now, first thing that we're going to do, if you decide that you want to use nuts, as long as no one in your household is allergic, or anyone that you're feeding, as long as they're not allergic to nuts. Okay, so I'm putting a nice amount of the pecans because here at the Young's house, we totally love pecans. Now you chop them down small if you want to, or you can leave them whole. I really do suggest trying to chop them down a little bit. You know, you don't want big, huge pieces. Now, what is a sticky bun? A sticky bun is a cinnamon roll, and it has a sticky, gooey glaze to the top of it, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to show you how quick and easily these can be made, and your whole family and friends, they are going to love you for this simple, quick, delicious recipe, Gina Young style. So now, since we have our nuts nice and chopped down, let's go ahead and think about placing them into the bottom of your pan. As much as you want, or honestly, as least as you want, or you don't have to use them, okay? Just like so. I have a nice amount on there. That's how we like it. Look down in the pan. Okay, so when I come back, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to make this easy glaze that is it's just gonna drizzle all over the top of these amazing cinnamon buns. So in my pan, I have a half a cup of butter, and you can see that it's melting. So now if we make our way over this way, we want to measure out 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm using the light brown sugar, and I'm just going to say it again. If you wanted to use the Splenda brown sugar, absolutely you can. You can use the dark brown sugar as well. I hope y'all are having a great day today. Everybody has been asking me, Gina, please, would you please show us how to make sticky buns? Well, here I am in the flesh, and we're making sticky buns, and it's an easy recipe. Okay, so always when you're measuring brown sugar, take the time, use your palm, and pack down that brown sugar just like so in this manner. So we have 1 beautiful cup of brown sugar. Let me get this nice and closed. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use some maple syrup. Okay, and we're going to use just a half a cup. Now inside of here, I sprayed a little bit of vegetable oil so that my syrup will come out with ease and not stick to my measuring cup here. And all I have to do is just a nice little swivel. It comes out just like so. All right, how many of you all, I would love to know, how many of y'all love cinnamon buns? You love sticky buns, you love a dessert that's ooey gooey, and you're a true fan of pecans. If that's you, You're gonna love this recipe. You're gonna love how easily it's made. And listen here, get the kids in the kitchen to help you. When they come in the kitchen and they help you, you build memories and you teach them how to cook and they eat all of it. They do. So look at this right here. All right, we got the brown sugar. It's going to melt with that beautiful maple syrup, and look at that butter getting hot and bubbly. We're gonna bring this up to a boil. Once we bring it up to a boil, I wanna show you the consistency of this little concoction that we have here. And then we're gonna think about bringing our pan back into the equation that has our pecans in the bottom. Okay, and once this comes up to a boil, we're going to pour our mixture right into this pan here. Now, when you decide to use the maple syrup, or any kind of syrup if you want, when you decide to use a sugar that's already melted into its liquid form, it's going to help to keep it nice and liquefied, kind of ooey and gooey, okay? Versus using a little bit of heavy whipping cream, it's going to make your topping a little bit more thicker. So I choose the ooey gooey versus the thicker topping, okay? But you're gonna see, you may understand as we go on with this recipe. So let's get this to a boil, pour it into our pan, and then we're gonna bring out the dough, and I'm gonna show you how to load it up and how to cut it. The mixture has came up to a nice boil. Look at it, it smells so beautiful right now. Oh, and you know what, I was thinking, and I may try this next time, I just may, put some vanilla extract in there. It would be delicious, right? So now that this has came up to a boil, go ahead nice and gently pour it over top of your pecans. Listen, I'd love to know, do you call pecans? Let me know how you like to pronounce them. I like to say what do I say? What do I say? I think I say pecans. Do I say pecans? I know I'm confusing myself. Let me know how you say them. All right. I want you to take a look at this so you can see what it looks like. Next thing that we need to do, let's take some brown sugar. Oh yeah. And then we're also going to take some cinnamon. This is going to be for the inside of the filling of your cinnamon roll or your sticky bun. You're also going to need some butter. And now look, with the cinnamon and this brown sugar, I'm not measuring it. Honestly, you don't need to. I like to put a nice amount of cinnamon in there. Come take a look down. Okay, just like so. Really mix it in. And I want you to melt about a half of stick of butter, because for our dough, we're going to need to butter that dough to get it nice and we're going to get the flavor from the butter. And also, not only is the butter going to flavor the dough, it's going to help for this brown sugar and cinnamon to adhere to the dough. So now go ahead and get your butter nice and melted. Just throw it in a microwave for about 20 seconds. It'll melt. When I come back, we'll have our pizza dough out. I'm going to show you what you need to do next. The butter's melting in the microwave. I'm taking some flour. I want to dust the clean work surface, which is my marble counter at this point. Okay, don't be afraid to use a little bit of flour. The purpose for doing that is so your dough doesn't stick to your counter, because naturally it's going to stick to your counter if you don't. You just heard the microwave go off. That's the butter saying, hey, I'm ready. I'm nice and melted. All right. It's Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. And guess what? I just want to step in and tell y'all that Gina Young's going live tomorrow. And guess what I'm going to be doing when I'm going live tomorrow? I'm going to show y'all how to make greens. I'm going to show you how to make greens, how easy it is to make homemade greens at home. A big old pot of greens. Okay, so what I want to do, since the dough is such a small amount, I'd like to use two. Okay, 2 pizza doughs, and we're going to mend it together by just using our fingertips. Can I open it? My goodness. Oh, there we go. Always does it to me. Kind of scares me a little bit. Is there anybody in the comment section that when you open one of these pop tops, whether it's to biscuits or something like this, does it kind of freak you out a little bit? Just a little bit, right? When you hear that popping noise. So how am I going to mend it together? Just like this. How simple is that? just like that, okay? Want to make sure that it's nice and stuck together, quick and simple. When I come back, we're going to grab the butter, we're going to paint that butter onto our dough, and then we're going to put our brown sugar and cinnamon mixture on top of the butter. Before we throw our butter and our filling in the dough, let's go ahead, let's scoot this over just a little bit. Use a rolling pin just to kind of make it even, flatten it out, make it a little bit wider, just like so in this manner. And honestly, if you don't have a rolling pin, just use a drinking glass. A drinking glass will definitely work for you. And like I said, I just want to reiterate why we used flour underneath here is so the dough does not stick to your countertop, okay, or your work surface. So see that there? Perfect. Okay, so I'm very happy with that. I'm going to roll this side out so it can kind of be even with this side. You see that? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now let's go in with the brush. I have a silicone brush and melted butter. Let's go ahead. Paint that butter on there just like so. Y'all know how to do it. You do, you do. I hope y'all are excited. Let me know in the comment section if you decide that you want to try to make something like this. I tell you one thing, you're not going to be let down by this here recipe. You're going to want to go out and grab your ingredients so you can make this. Make it with Gina Young. It's going to be so much fun. Your grandkids, the adults, everybody, and anybody you make this for, they're going to say, oh, heck, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're going to say, yes, I did. And you know where I got the recipe from? They're going to say, where? And you're going to say, Gina Young showed me how. All right, look at this. Don't skimp on the filling. We got brown sugar and a lot of cinnamon, okay? Just like so. And we want to cover the whole circumference. Now, when it comes like to the very, very ends, you can leave that part open, you know, without having a filling on it, because at some point in time, you're going to want to be able to close this baby, okay? So now look at what we have going on. If at any time when you're making this recipe, you feel like possibly you didn't use enough brown sugar and cinnamon, then just simply grab some more, mix it up, and throw it in on top of this filling. How easy was that? It's simple. When I come back, I'm going to clean my work area up just by a little bit. When I come back, I'm going to show you how it gets rolled. Y'all, I'm so excited to share this recipe with y'all. So now, if you take a look down at what we have here, you see this is the short way, okay? I want to start rolling from this long way here versus this short way at the end. So now I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed. Yes, I am. I'm being silly in here today, but I tell y'all what, I am having the time of my life sharing my recipes with you all. So now when you start to roll it tight. You don't have to roll it, you know, too tight, but I do want it to be somewhat tight so that it does not fall apart while it's in your pan. Now, this pre-made pizza dough, if you wanted to, once you get this nice and cut and put on top of your pecans and that gorgeous sauce, you can let it set on the counter for about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes and let it re-proof, which it'll puff up a little bit. And I think I'm gonna let that happen for about 20 minutes before it goes into our 350 degree oven. And we plan on cooking it for about 40 minutes. But one thing that I do know out there is that oven temperatures may vary. Different ovens have different temperatures. They cook at different times. Okay, so just because mine's is done in 40 minutes doesn't mean that yours is going to be done in 40 minutes. But what I am telling you is that I've made this at this home here using this oven, and mine's takes about 40 minutes on 350 degrees. So I just want you to keep a good eye on it, okay? All right, let's continue to roll these babies. And that flour, I'm so happy with what the flour has done. The flour is really allowing the dough to come up off of my marble. Okay, and we're gonna always leave this seal right here on the bottom. Leave it on the bottom when you're cutting it because it'll help for your cinnamon sticky roll to stay together, okay? So watch this. here's what happens when we get to the end. Okay, we're at the end, and right here I got a little hole. So guess what I did? I pinched the dough and the hole is gone. Okay, I don't know if you saw that. So now right here, if the camera can come around this way, please, I want to show where I'm pinching that dough, where the seal and the dough matches. Pinch that dough, okay? And then we will roll it onto itself one more time, and when I come back, I'm going to show you how to cut it. All right, this is exciting. So now let's think about cutting into our beautiful cinnamon sticky buns. Okay, get something nice and sharp. How about it? Okay, this is a bench scraper. You could use that. You could use a nice sharp knife, and or you could use dental floss that's not flavored. It would have to be unflavored, y'all. Okay, because you don't want this to taste minty around the edges, right? Okay, so if you were to use the dental floss, you would pull it under here, grab it, twist it like that, and it would cut perfect dough. Okay, so you see what we're doing here. Okay, you see what we're doing. Gorgeous. And now that we have that, we can think about what size you want your sticky buns to be. Okay. Oh, how exciting is this? Now sometimes you'll have enough dough to where you could do 2 pans. I'm so serious when I tell you this. All right, now the ends, with the ends here, because it's gonna look kind of funky, take a look down at the end. You can take that and bake it by itself if you don't mind, you know. So now let's take this, bring it into the equation. The camera's gonna have to scoot back a little bit. I'm gonna really have to reach. Look at that. Put it just like so in this manner. Somebody out there, tell me how gorgeous this is. You see that I'm pushing it down by a little bit, okay? So now if you wanted to make more, you can, okay? All you would have to do is cut more, okay? I just wanted to show you all that. Look at this. Oh my goodness, these babies right here are gonna be so tantalizing, so good and delicious. This is perfect for the weekend. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm gonna keep filling this pan up just like so in this manner. And when I come back, I'll show you what everything's looking like. So now I do wanna talk about something. In the beginning, I felt like I made my cinnamon rolls a little too thick. So what I did off camera is I went ahead and cut them in half to make them a little bit smaller. I didn't want them to be huge cinnamon rolls. So take a look down inside of our pan and look at what we got. They are beautiful and gorgeous. Now we're gonna let these set up for about, let's just say 20 minutes. You'll see them puff up a little bit, and then we're gonna go into the oven, 350 degrees, and when they're done, we're gonna flip these babies out, and you're gonna be astonished. Okay, everyone, this cooked for 40 minutes, 350 degrees. Take a look. Beautiful golden brown. One thing you don't wanna do is undercook these babies, because they will be disgusting. You hear me? So now give them about 5 minutes to cool down, but no longer, because if you go longer than that, guess what? I'm gonna use a bigger pan. If you go longer than that, it's gonna stick to the bottom. So now I have a cookie sheet. Come take a look down. I got a cookie sheet on here, and I'm gonna flip it over, but I'll do that off camera. Okay? Just a quick flip. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all got it flipped over. My goodness. Sometimes it can be a little nuts. Just a little nuts, and your nerves is going crazy when it's time to flip it, but it'll be okay. All right, so I'm taking a cool cloth, okay, and I'm just putting it on the bottom of my pan, just like so. This is nice and cool, and it's a clean cloth, okay, and then I'll tap it a little bit. Just a little tap. Let's lift that baby up. We're gonna do it together. I felt the suction. Oh, girl. Listen here, Gina Young, you're something else in that kitchen, girl. Take a look, one more look, my goodness. Listen here, everybody, If y'all enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Tell your family and friends and everyone you know. Tell the whole world about Gina Young, what I'm doing in this kitchen on a daily basis. Let's say a really quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the gift that you've given me to share with this world. No weapons formed against us shall prosper. And we bind the devil away from us on a daily basis. Let that devil know he stands no chance. Heavenly Father, thank you for the roof over our head, the food, the love, the peace and the joy you bring us every day. Amen. When I come back, these would have cooled down by a little bit. And then guess what? You're going to get that first bite. If I haven't already said, tell the whole world about Gina Young. Tell the whole world. So everybody you know about Gina Young, what I'm doing in this kitchen on a daily basis. Now, I know right now somebody is astonished using pizza crust to make these sticky buns. Listen, so easy, so delicious. All right, that one right there. This one right here on the end. Oh, mommy, yes. Guess what it's doing? It's calling my name. Look at that. Can the camera see that? Oh. Let's do the 360. Come on around and look at that. Yep, you see it. Okay, so that baby, put it right there. Let's move this out the way. When I come back, we're going to taste it together. Let's taste. Now, here's the thing. If it's too hot, I'm just not going to be able to try it for y'all, okay? Because I don't want to burn the daylights out of my mouth. Ooh, I love the inside, y'all. I love the inside dough. Ooh, it's hot. It is hot. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wee! It's hot. It might be too hot. It might be too hot. But I feel like I have to try a little bit for y'all. Oh man. All right. Please, Lord, don't let this burn my mouth. I want to taste it so bad, and I know you do too. Y'all, this smacks. Is that how they say it? This right there is hitting real good going down. Make you some. God bless.